While the whole world's attention was focused on Tesla, Toyota, and other major EV companies, BYD's CEO made a statement that sent shockwaves through the entire electric car industry. The talk is about BYD's next-generation Blade battery, and the claims are so extraordinary that people are thinking twice before believing them. It's being said that this new battery can be charged in just a few minutes. Now the question is this just a big claim, or is it truly going to completely change the EV game? This is where the real suspense begins. Until now, the biggest fear before buying an EV has been the charging time. People say the car is good, but it will take hours to charge, and BYD has directly targeted this very pain point. The Blade battery is already known for its safety and long lifespan, but the hints given about the upcoming version are enough to keep the EV industry awake at night. A battery that charges in a few minutes. It sounds simple, but the technology behind it is the biggest secret of this video. Imagine if EVs start offering the same freedom that petrol cars offer, without waiting, without tension. What will happen in the market? Are Tesla and other companies ready for this, or has BYD quietly pulled ahead? What technology has BYD used in this? And how will this new battery technology from BYD shake up the electric market? So, before we dive into BYD's battery that's set to shake up the electric market, it's really important to get a bit of context, like who exactly is BYD, where did it all begin, and how did this company manage to surpass even a giant like Tesla when it comes to electric vehicle sales? Because, honestly, BYD's real strength isn't just in its battery, it's in the entire journey the company has taken to get here. BYD didn't start out as a luxury car maker or some high-tech brand. In fact, when it was founded back in 1995 in Shenzhen, China, BYD had nothing at all to do with car manufacturing. The company actually began by making mobile phone batteries. At that time, its main business was supplying batteries to big names like Nokia and Motorola. This is exactly where BYD gained a really deep understanding of every aspect of battery technology, charging, safety, lifespan, and cost, you name it. And honestly, this strong foundation is what later set BYD apart in the world of electric vehicles. In 2003, BYD made a bold and risky decision. It acquired a small Chinese car company and entered the automobile sector. At the time, the world scoffed, wondering how a battery company could possibly make cars. But BYD had a different mindset. The company viewed the car primarily as a battery product, not just a machine. In 2008, BYD launched its first plug-in hybrid car. In the same year, Warren Buffett's company, Berkshire Hathaway, invested in BYD. This is when the world started taking the company seriously. Gradually, BYD understood that the real battle in the EV market wasn't about the motor or the design, but about the battery. This understanding led to technologies like the Blade battery, which addressed both safety and cost concerns. BYD never made a lot of noise, but steadily strengthened its technology year after year. Now, let's talk about the numbers that have put BYD in the spotlight today. Last year, in 2024, BYD sold over 3.5 million new energy vehicles, EVs, plus plug-in hybrids, worldwide. This number is significant because it includes not only fully electric vehicles but also plug-in hybrids, which are very popular in markets like China. In comparison, Tesla sold approximately 1.8 to 1.9 million fully electric cars. This is why BYD surpassed Tesla in total sales of EV-type vehicles. Looking at China alone, BYD's strength becomes even clearer. In 2024, BYD sold over 2.5 million electric and plug-in hybrid vehicles in China alone. China is the world's largest EV market, and there BYD has become more than just a brand. It's a name synonymous with trust. Taxis, buses, family cars, SUVs, BYD is present in every segment. BYD's reach in the global market is no longer limited to China. BYD is rapidly expanding in markets like Asia, Europe, Latin America, and Australia. BYD electric buses are already operating in many countries, and now passenger cars are also reaching those same networks. Importantly, BYD doesn't just export cars, it also manufactures its own batteries, motors and technology, which keeps its costs low and strengthens its pricing. While Tesla focuses on innovation and software, BYD is playing the game on scale, cost, and battery mastery. This is why BYD is making EVs a mass reality rather than a future luxury. And this is why when BYD's CEO talks about the next generation Blade battery and charging in just a few minutes, the entire EV industry is taken aback. Because this isn't just empty talk but a statement backed by decades of preparation. What is the Blade battery and why is it considered so special? Now that we've understood BYD's story and its current strength, the most important question arises: what exactly is this Blade battery, and why is it considered so special in the EV world? Because the truth is, the biggest reason for the trust people place in BYD today is this battery. In simple terms, the Blade battery is not a magical device, but a battery designed by BYD keeping in mind the biggest concern of ordinary people: are EVs safe? When electric cars first started appearing, people were afraid that the battery would overheat, catch fire, or fail after a few years. You've probably heard about this. The Blade battery has not only given BYD a technological advantage, but has also built trust among people. When a family considers buying an EV, the first question that comes to mind is this car safe for our children? BYD has answered this question through the Blade battery. Without much advertising fanfare, BYD has shown that its battery is safe in the real world, not just on paper. Another important point is that the Blade battery is not only safe but also practical. Its design allows it to be easily fitted into the car's floor. This provides more space inside the vehicle, and the car doesn't feel heavy because of the battery. This might seem like a small detail to the average person, but honestly, these small things make a big difference in everyday use. The Blade battery has given BYD another advantage: cost control. Because BYD manufactures its own batteries, it doesn't need to buy expensive batteries from external suppliers. This directly impacts the price of the vehicle. This is why BYD's EVs and plug-in hybrid vehicles are often cheaper than those of other companies in the same segment. Lower price, greater safety, and longer lifespan. This combination is what makes the Blade battery special. Gradually, the Blade battery has become more than just a technology. It has become BYD's identity. Today, people know BYD not just as an EV manufacturing company but as a company with safe batteries. This is why when BYD talks about a new battery or next-generation charging, people take it seriously, because the Blade battery has already proven that BYD delivers on its promises. What can be changed in the next-generation Blade battery? The question is no longer whether the Blade battery is good or not, but rather what can be changed in its next-generation version that will once again surprise the entire EV industry. And here, it's very important to understand that BYD never blindly chases the race to be fast. BYD's focus has always been the same: safe, fast charging, not risky speed. First, let's talk about thermal management, that is, how the battery temperature is controlled. Today, the biggest risk in EVs arises when the battery overheats. This risk increases further with fast charging, as more electricity flows in a shorter time. The possibility is that the next generation Blade battery will feature an even better heat control system. This doesn't mean the battery will stay cold, but rather that the heat will spread evenly and not accumulate in one place. In simple terms, just as a pressure cooker needs a proper way for steam to escape, the battery needs a proper system for heat dissipation and management. This keeps the battery safe and makes it capable of handling fast charging. Another major possibility is a better cell structure. The Blade battery already has a unique design: long, thin, and robust. In the next generation, BYD might pack the cells even more tightly, allowing the battery to withstand greater stress. Fast charging doesn't just mean faster charging, it also puts more pressure on the internal cells. If the cell structure is strong, the battery won't degrade quickly. For the average person, this means the car remains reliable for years instead of needing a battery replacement every 2 or 3 years. Now, let's talk about the most discussed aspect, higher charging tolerance. This refers to how quickly the battery can safely accept electricity. BYD will never claim 100% charge in 5 minutes because they know it's not practical. However, it's possible that the next generation Blade battery could take on enough charge in just a few minutes to allow the car to travel 150 to 200 kilometers comfortably. And that's the real game changer. In everyday life, nobody really needs a 100% charge. They just need enough charge to complete their journey without worry. This is where BYD's approach, really differs from other companies. Some companies focus on risky speeds for headlines, fastest charging, most power, but BYD focuses on ensuring the battery remains safe even after 5 to 8 years. For BYD, fast charging is honestly useless unless it's safe. Therefore, the changes in the next generation Blade battery may be more evolutionary than revolutionary, gradually improving but, reliable. Now, a crucial reality check is needed here. First, let's understand charging time in simple terms. Today, the biggest fear people have about EVs is that it takes too long to charge. This fear really slows down the adoption rate of electric vehicles. A lot of people actually like the car and they even consider the price, but in the end the decision often has to be made collectively. BYD understands this, so it doesn't just stop at selling cars or batteries, but keeps an eye on, the entire system. In many places, BYD is also working on charging-related solutions to make sure that, the batteries and infrastructure are always in sync. If you like this honest and straightforward information about electric vehicles, please subscribe to the channel before you leave the video.